everyone, I'm Cassidy Harris, Public Relations Manager, and if you've been around the county campus or one of our county projects for any time, you may have noticed one of these drones. It belongs to GIS, and for today's A to Z and CC, we're going to learn a little bit more about what they do. Joining me today is our GIS manager, Larry Hobbs, and we're going to talk to you about what GIS means, Geographic Information Systems, and everything that it entails. So, if you were to give an elevator speech about GIS, very short and simple, what would you say it is?
That's one of the biggest questions we do have is, what is it? In a layman's terms, in a nutshell, the easiest way to describe it is Google Maps on steroids. It's the study of where things are in relation to where you are in the world. There is more data than what you would see on Google Maps that we support here, and a lot of that has to do with the community and assets that impact citizens, i.e. your broadband data, as well as water utility lines, service connections. Those are all the type of things that we do for the county as GIS. It helps the county operate. GIS is not just about representing data, but it's actually about telling a story. And we tell a story of the data and make it easier for people to digest, consume, and understand.
So can you talk to us more along the lines of what people may not know in the services that you provide?
We have several public portals that are available to the citizens. One of those, of course, is Maps Online, and then we have QPublic. Both of those represent asset data as far as properties for the citizens to see. So Maps Online is a little bit more on the engineering side. There's a lot more robust mapping tools that are free and available to the citizens if they want to do their own analysis of the terrains, measurements, and so forth. QPublic is a little bit more on the tabular side with a mapping component added to it. Those are more of your property search, deeds, those type of individuals would be looking at that information there.
So the addressing piece to it, what goes into that?
So we are part of the plan review process, and anyone who's built anything in the county realizes the first thing they have to do is get an address before they can break ground. And that's very important. There's a lot of planning on the backside that prepares just to have a house number on a road. All of this has to do with what the county will be using later on, delivery services, emergency services, those type things to find out where you are in the world. And if you can imagine your house is burning down and you call 911 and they're running down the road and if the numbers are out of sync, they can't find your house quickly. We ensure that those roads are not duplicated to avoid confusion. A lot of times you may have a road on one side of the county that has the same name on the other. Then where do you go?
What are some of the products that your team can deliver for either us internally or externally?
We print off standard size mapping here, even for the citizens, upon request. A lot of it deals with planning and moving forward with development in the community. We do 3D models, either extrapolating from site plans or even flying a drone and capturing real time what the terrain is at that point in time and building a model out of that. Environment is also another key impact in here as well. We also, one of our layers, as you were asking about a minute ago, is the flood zones. With that, we actually have all that geo-reference to the parcels, so as development comes through, citizens can know whether they're in a flood zone or not. There's special conditions with that, with any construction. And it just makes it more beneficial to prevent future disasters.
Another piece to it are the drone flights. Why would you need to fly a drone? Is that mainly for the county's use or?
The drone operations that the GIS department does here is for all of our internal departments and or individual agency requests. They can do building inspections by flying. These are scenarios where it may be hazardous, risky for an individual to climb a ladder or go over through in the event of a retention pond. Hazardous to navigate the terrain to check a dam fall out, where they could actually just use a drone to fly over and take the pictures that they need and bring it back. And so most of you who are in photography know that you take a picture that's a snapshot in time, well, now it's gone. So things change. Buildings happen, construction happens, and it kind of loses the integrity once you take that capture. So what we use with the drones is we do a patchwork of updated shots on site developments, like a subdivision going in. With that, that gives Columbia County something to historically go back and look on if there was environmental question. We did all of our due diligence, and here's our documentation for that. And this is not just flat flying, this is also doing a 3D model showing the terrain composition, how it changed before, during, and after. Some of the equipment we have in relation to the drones is, this is larger than consumer grade. This is the step above what you would get at Best Buy. Those are great for individual hobbyists on the flying on the weekends, but the things that we deal with have to deal with precision imagery. We have extremely high quality cameras, the best on the market, to get all the details in these areas that we're capturing. We also have them geo-referenced, and what that means is the image that it captures, it knows exactly where it's at on the map. I'm going to give you this. That's a quarter.
Yep.
Our measurements is to that level. So if I capture a point either with GPS or with my drone, I can get back in a year and go to that same spot and be intersecting that coin at that level.
That's crazy.
So, and that's very important when you, going back to the drone imagery overlay, when we stitch this back together on the base map, the roads don't look skewed. They intersect correctly as they should and gives an even flow. Most of the time, if you look and you zoom in to the map, other than the coloration, you can't tell the difference between the base imagery and the updated overlay.
April was Safe Digging Month, and you have a piece of that with the Dig Smart portion of GIS as well as CityWorks. I know you have people on your team specifically kind of tied to that. What does that mean? What is the Dig Smart and why do we use CityWorks?
So Dig Smart is one of the products that we support that supports our damage prevention group. That's 811, and everyone should be calling before you dig. Very important. Part of 811's responsibility is to go and verify where these lines are so that you don't intersect and bust a water main, or you don't bust into a electrical conduit of some sort that may be underground that you don't see. And so what Dig Smart does for us is it sits there and monitors and collects a ticket, that message that comes in. It puts in a ticket for the damage prevention team to go out and service this, mark this territory, and our maps help them find what's there. And we also underlay in on the map all of our utility assets so they know at least generally what they should be looking for in that terrain. They still have to rely on marking it as they come out with their located equipment and verify where these lines are.
So you mentioned CityWorks in that, and a ticket's created. What else do we use CityWorks for?
311 uses CityWorks very heavily. They're one of our biggest departments that use it. They log that in and disperse that information out to other departments. If it's a barking dog scenario, maybe code enforcement gets it, or maybe animal services. CityWorks for them is their starting point. If you have a meter leak and you call 311, they put it into CityWorks, which then triggers an event for water utility services. And they actually feed off of that. So in that case, it makes the natural flow of information much more efficient. GIS, a lot of our operations is more supportive. We're secondary support to operating departments.
Like you said, you're a supporting role for most county departments. 311, CityWorks. You have EMA, the dashboard that he works from in an emergency situation, planning services, the public hearing map. So GIS literally touches just about every department within the county, but you as the public, in addition to Maps Online and Q Public, also utilize their services. When we have an election, there's the election dashboard. Can you speak about your role with that?
Yes, so with that, the election dashboard that we've developed out came out several years ago, and then we were looking at the ideas that when you see a presidential election, You see all the news services, they show maps and show where other growth trends and where the election results trends are coming from. So we do that basically at the county level. So on election night, as you see counts come in periodically, we're getting periodic extracts from them to maintain the integrity of the election system where we don't directly connect.
Right.
We are very particular about that. But we publish what we can as soon as we can to keep the citizens informed and engaged as the election night goes on.
You are involved in many projects, many products, many services. So can you talk to us about your team and the people that help you pull everything off?
Well, as a department head, I will have to say I could not have a better team. There are 11 of us. They are very talented and very dedicated to their craft. One of the things that I would have to say for them is the work we do here drives on their passions. Passions being creating something real, telling a story, making sure that it's something that is tangible and easily digested. Most of the, as I said before, most of the things that we do is to tell a story.
Right. Well, like I said, y'all do a lot for us, for the community as a whole, and I just would like to tell them thank you as well because I get to work one-on-one with just about everyone. Well, hopefully you learned just a little bit about GIS or Geographic Information Systems with us today. And until next time, we'll see you then.